and the final year students especially, thank you for accepting our invitation, sir. We welcome you, sir, for the conducting this program, sir. Now I kindly request our Professor Mageshwari Madam to give the introduction about our chief guest, Mr. Nijamudeen. Ma'am, please, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Good evening, everyone. Our chief guest, Mr. Nijamudeen Mohamed Sulaiman, is working as a senior product manager at Syncfusion Software Private
Mageshwari Madam.
He completed his...
Yes, sir. It is audible, sir. It is audible.
Yes. He completed his BTech degree in the year of 2013. He started his career as a product manager in Syncfusion Software Private Limited and then promoted as a senior product manager.
Sir, PJ, I'm audible, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, it is audible for us. I think there is some problem with your side, sir. Ma'am, you can proceed, madam.
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mageshwari Madam.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Ma'am, I'll talk to him, ma'am. You proceed, ma'am, please.
Okay. Yes. He is working there for nearly 9 years. He has enormous skills, which includes analytical skills, business analysis, requirement analysis, and he is an expertise in Visual Studio, .NET Framework, and Windows presentation, and C#. He has participated in the design, development, and testing of product feature of new and existing software. He has demonstrated his proficiency with Microsoft .NET Framework and Visual Studio, XAML, and C#. With great skills and proficiency at this young age shows his interest and dedication. We are happy to have an inspiration like you, sir, for our students. We welcome you, sir. Dear students, such a great expertise is going to share his knowledge about building cross-platform application using .NET. Now I'll hand over the session to our chief guest, Mr. Nijamudeen Mohamed Sulaiman.
Hi, everyone. And thanks a lot for the intro. And thanks a lot, Satish, for this wonderful session. And hello, boys and girls. And hope everyone is available. And I'll start my presentation. And today's topic is building cross-platform application using .NET MAUI. Hope no one is aware of cross-platform, .NET MAUI, .NET Framework. And I'll be explaining one by one. And we'll go the agenda of this meeting. First of all, we need to know what is C#. And I've talked with Mr. Satish Kumar, and our syllabus is not containing .NET frameworks, and it is a bit worried about. But C# is one of the main enterprise application development platform, and I'll explain what is that and why .NET framework required. And we need to know what is the integration development environment, that is Visual Studio, that is we are using, and other platform. What are all the application we can develop? Desktop application, mobile, web. What else you need? And what are all the sites that you could learn properly? And I'll share some. Particularly, I'm convey with that is Udemy and Plural sites. I'll explain how can we search all those study materials and controls and applications. Hopefully I'll explain clearly controls and application. If possible, I'll show some demo on this. And our main topic is what is .NET MAUI, why cross-platform application. And I'll show some simple demo. So we don't have much time. So I'm having some code. I'll try to explain clearly. And we can go directly. What is C# programming? And C# is a programming language that everyone know. Particularly Microsoft the framework is using C#. And I'll share this PPT end of this presentation. Sadisha will be sharing this PPT. And I'm keeping all the links. That is, I'm personally believing W3 schools having proper guidelines. I'll click this link because I came to know that students not aware of C#. And this tutorial will be much helpful for them. So they are having stage by stage, that is from the beginner, intermediate, and advanced topics. Once you go through this, you can know what is C#, and it has tremendous growth in business environment. and I got to know that people, that is students, are involving in Java and Python something. That is not much. That is not a problem, but we need to know what is C sharp, and that is growth in enterprise applications. And you guys need to know what is C sharp from the W3 schools website. I'll be sharing this PPT once end of this session. Next, why .NET frameworks? And in today's world, we need to know, if you guys are know Java, you can develop maybe Android application. And for iOS, you need to know Objective-C. And for each platform, you need to know particular language. But with the help of .NET, from a single code base, that is from when you know C sharp, you can develop Mac OS, that is Mac software like Windows software, iPhone apps, Android apps, Windows apps, Linux, web platform, everything you can develop with the single language. That is the power of C sharp. Okay, I'll be explaining what is C sharp and other stuffs. That is why we are preferring .NET frameworks. So from November 10, we have launched a new .NET framework, that is 4.8, and it is consisting of all the cross-platform applications. So we'll be building all the application with the single language. So that is why we prefer .NET framework. Visual Studio, and everyone come across Visual Studio during your second year or third year. So Visual Studio is a very powerful IDE, integrated development platform. With the help of Visual Studio, you can edit, test from the software lifecycle, from the start to end. You can develop everything using Visual Studio. And now the Visual Studio supports cross-platform. So from the use of Visual Studio, you can develop Android application, iOS application, everything you can develop, even gaming, Internet of Things, that is hardware device. You can control hardware devices. So everything you can do by Visual Studio environment, that is freely available for students and community users. That is business with 5 users or some level of users can use freely Visual Studio. So you can utilize this Visual Studio for your development environment. Next, other platforms. You might have come across these platforms, or you might have heard these things. That is, when you're using a desktop application, it might have developed from WinForms code or WPF, Windows Presentation, or WinUI. And I'll show the simple demo for WinUI. That is, WinUI means I'm using Windows 11 platform. These are all the applications, are flat applications. These applications called WinUI applications, Windows User Interface applications. And for Notepad or other stuff, these applications called WPF application. Once you come to know, you will be knowing these Windows environment platforms. Next, web application. Most of the people know only web development, websites, and hope the final year students will be knowing only web related queries. So they need to focus on ASP.NET, Node.js, even Python or JavaScript. And for me, we are developing desktop and mobile application. So for web application, there is a market for 80% of market covered by web applications. So the demand and competition would be more. For mobile and desktop application, there is a market for 20 as of now. And based on your mobile application improvement, the mobile environment will be improved. So in future, the demand for Xamarin and MAUI will be in a tremendous year. Next, these are all some intro of what you can learn and what you can do. But my personal suggestion, you can use Udemy site for learning C# or any stuff. You can buy either paid sources, or else you can try some free sources. If you're looking for .NET, and hope everyone know how to get a proper that is course from any sites. But I would personally prefer Udemy for free courses. If you can spend 389 and you can get the courses. But before you start any course, you just go through all the that is, what are all the requirements there, description. They'll be providing certificates, examples available, everything you need to know. It's like buying a Flipkart product. When you're buying a Flipkart product, you have to know what is the spec and what is the review, how users are spending, These are all you might know before buying a product. Same wise, you need to buy a course, and you can search for free courses also. And if you want to know any courses, you can directly contact me. I'll suggest some courses. So I personally believe in Udemy and the plural sites. So when you try to learn C Sharp, you just go with these websites. Next, controls and widgets. And what is a control? And .NET MAUI having framework controls. I'll show some controls demo. For example, we can take WhatsApp. If you are having WhatsApp, I'll explain what is control itself. So I'll go with Satish at chat. What is a control? For me, it is an application. I personally see as a software developer, these are all integrated by multiple controls. And first one, this is a list view control. List view control having a scroll view with items. The items having or a label, next combo box button, and a flat icon. These are all called controls. So by default, framework, that is .NET MAUI framework itself providing lots of controls. So you don't need to go a third party to get a control. So you need to learn these controls. What are the functions? So if a label, you need to go through a UG, that is user guide. What is a label? What are all the API, that is application programming interface? If we are giving font family, it must change. So when you're learning control, you must know everything about the APIs, every API about the controls. So I'll try to explain one button control. So everyone knows the button control having one action. When you perform or when you click any buttons, it'll do some actions. So that is a button control. But if we are developing some softwares like anything, you can't develop everything. So you can only add logics and your database, everything. But you won't do, you can't design this button. When you try to go everything from the scratch, it will take much time. In a software field, the time is money. So everyone will go for a third party application, that is we are Syncfusion. We are providing controls for every application developers. So we are providing controls, that is we are providing products for developers. So the one who are using our products is a developer. So we must have lots of stuff to explain them. So for button, I'll show a demo after this slide. So I'll try to show the demo for button and what are the functionalities and what is API, everything I'll show the demo. Next, before we start this, I'll show a demo, and I would prefer Visual Studio for my environment. So this is Visual Studio. I'm having latest version 2022, and it is a free version. This is my personal laptop. So I've installed a couple of days ago. Hey! So this is the environment. You can I've only installed my related stuffs, but you can install whatever you need. So I'm going for a .NET MAUI app. So this is for project creation, how you can create and add controls. So you can provide whatever the name, but provide a proper name. Everything you are doing, provide a proper stuffs, and the .NET MAUI app can run in Android, iOS, Mac, and all the platforms. And we are waiting for web platform alone. That will be added in May, that is 23rd of May 2023. So the project creator. If students having some queries related to my PPT or any other stuffs, you can ask me in between also, or else you can once the session is over. So this is the default application. I'll try to explain the skeleton of this project. And I have provided the name for my application. And what is dependencies? So basically, this is the project. When you run this project, it will be run and it will provide some application, and we'll run this project in a Windows machine. So as I said earlier, the MAUI application providing Android support, iOS support, Mac support. That is, I don't have Mac right now, but you can connect the Mac with Windows and run the application in Mac. So with the single code base, when you know C# alone, you can run application in 4 platforms. So every setups will be included in a package. So based on this framework packages, the application will be running. So dependencies is the main major part in application development. So we can directly go to the project setting. This is the main page. Whenever a project will be running from a main pages. So I'll explain the button demo. So this is the scroll view. I'll explain what is scroll view. The unlimited scroll you can provide. This is scroll view. These are all will be provided from a framework itself. I'll show the demo for button. That is from code itself. So you try to learn some stuff from Microsoft itself. So I'll explain the code. I'm copying for time saving. I'm copying. So I'm copy pasting this stuff. So this is stack layout. What is stack layout? Stack layout is a layout which lays stack. You know the concept of stack, first in, last out. That is the theoretical answer for 2 mark. But stack layout, the same, it will be functioning. For example, I'm adding label like this. The label that I'm first adding is go the last one. So this is the stack layout. And I've added one button. This is a control that I was explaining earlier. Button. And these are all APIs, that is application programming interface, how the button will behave. So the button control itself, it is a very simple control. After label, button is a very simple control with a user interaction functional. Okay, so I'm giving a button name is, there is a syntax. So rotate. And these are all positioning options. You can position, that is padding, margin like stuffs. And I'm triggering the click event on click button. So, and I'm keeping some label. With the help of this button, I'm going to rotate this label. So the same code provided from C#. So I'm triggering this click event. The same method will be called from the code behind. This is the C# code. When you press the button will be rotating 360 degree. So that is the code they have added for default button. So I'm running this application. For initial setup, it will be taking some time. Yes. This is the button that we have added through code. So the button name is rotate and the default color has applied already. If you want, I can change the color later. And I've added a label, the label named click the button above. And the label size is 18. When I try to click the button, I'll show what happening. So I'll show by demo itself. So when I try to click the button, I've called the button on click button through the interface, that is API call. So whenever you try to click the button, the call will come here and whatever the action you perform will happen over there. So the call came. So when you see the demo, the button will be rotating. So this is just for demo, but whatever action you perform, that will happen through a button click. This is a simple demo from MAUI, and I'll go the slide. what is MAUI? And you might have known the Xamarin platform. That is a major platform. Earlier, because I have joined Syncfusion 2014, and we used to develop Android applications through Java code. But we know none of them know what is Java. But we have learned around 3 months, and we have done some products in Java. But after Xamarin, we don't need to know what is Java, what is Objective-C, and whatever language, Kotlin, something, I don't know what is it. So after Xamarin came, we have tried to stronger in C# language alone. So Xamarin is a wonderful platform, and after that, Microsoft take over Xamarin, and with the help of C# only, we are creating lots of application. I'll show the whatever the application we have developed at the end. So this is the MAUI is the evaluation of Xamarin. So Xamarin, the updated version of Xamarin is the MAUI. So Microsoft take over it. So it is integrated with .NET frameworks. So with the help of MAUI, you can run applications in, as I said earlier, all the platform, whatever platform. So when you're preparing, so that is when you're doing some business or something, you don't need to keep each platform. That is, if you're running a software company, your scope is to add Android applications, iOS applications, because if you're having any application, that must support Android platform, iOS platform, and hopefully web platform. So if you are a boss, but you need to prefer whether to go with the each platform. That is, you need to have a product manager for Android, iOS, and web platform or other platforms. But that is not possible. That will take lots of money from you. So you must think smartly to prefer a single language. So you need to have only one manager, one team. Everything will be done with the help of single team. That is our goal. So with the help of C#, you can develop all the application that is illustrated here. So that is what we wanted for. And why that is cross-platform application. With the help of single skill set, you can develop all the application. And one more thing, whenever you backtrack or something, whenever you might face some issues, maybe you guys come across some issues, but the another thing is you can keep all your codes projects in a single layer, and you can fix it in a one code, and it will apply in all the platform. So the shared code will be helpful, and it will have consistent UI for all the platform. So single project, easy maintenance, and you will be investing less money, and you can get more productivity. That is what a cross-platform applications. So this is the demo we are going to look. This is the demo we are looking for at the end of the presentation. I'm personally involved in this development, and this is the My app scheduling app, and I've personally developed this control. That is, I'll explain what is control, and I'll show the demo for this output. This is room booking, and maybe Panimala having lots of conference hall, but you don't know whether the hall is booked or not. The conference hall or meeting room is available for conducting a meeting or not. But with the help of this application, you can just click and you can check whether the hall is available or not. So if the hall is available, you can plan properly. You can schedule a event, so no one can conflict with your time. So as you can see in the that is screenshot, we have scheduled a consulting. That is team I is consulting Sunday 12 a.m. to 11 a.m. That is, I'm just randomly picking up events, but you can schedule a event, so you can book slots for the particular capacity meetings. That is, Emilia is a conference room name that is a capacity of 50. So that is what I'm using random data. So let's start. So as I show the demo, like creating a project, adding new gets, initializing scheduler. The screenshot you have already seen is a scheduler control. From top to bottom, scheduler control. I'll explain scheduler control and how to add events for scheduler control. So the project will go creating project, adding new gets, and initializing scheduler. And the module would be MVVM pattern. So everyone knows MVVM pattern. And if you don't know also, I'll explain what is MVVM pattern. And I've prepared this sample within 15 minutes. That is what third-party controls useful in application development. So I've taken only 30 minutes for this presentation and for 15 minutes for the demo. So I'm having a room scheduler application, that is the screenshot, and I'm keeping room booking model, room and bookings model. That is model having some properties. I'll show what is model and properties, everything. And the view is scheduler, and view model, that is interaction between a view and a model. So I'll show one by one. So as I said earlier, you need to create a project. You need to provide a name and select framework and manage nuggets. That is, I'll show what is manage nuggets. So this is our application. What is manage nuggets? So when you go dependencies, you'll be having an option for manage nuggets. So the nuggets is like assemblies, or else it will be called data for rendering scheduler application, and it is stored in nuget.org. That is a public website. When you go and search syncfusion.MAUI, we'll be having all the controls in MAUI Syncfusion. That is tab view, list view. That is I've shown for WhatsApp application list view, and we have preferred scheduler control, and I've already installed the scheduler NuGet. This is the NuGet that we have that is needed for this application. I have installed my scheduler application, and you can check all the cross-platform, that is Android, iOS, whether the NuGet was added or not. Next, initializing the scheduler. So after creating a project, I've already created a skeleton, so the time will be saved. I'll show what is room scheduler. I'm having some converters. I'll explain why the converters needed. Model class. So model class, booking, room. So as per the screenshot, this is the model for rooms. So room having name, the background purple color, foreground black, the capacity 35, and image. So for this area, we need these properties, and you can add further some more properties as well, but I've required 5 properties I've added. And for room booking, that is event, I've required from, that is event starting from and end, that is 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. and a event name and event background. So these are all the data I have required. So I've added model class, and I'll add the data view. So what is our view? First of all, we need to add a scheduler code. For time saving, I'm having all this code in Notepad. So I'm adding scheduler code here. So that's all. With the help of 4 lines, with the help of third-party controls, that is Syncfusion controls, I can render scheduler control completely. So I've provided a name for this scheduler, and I didn't give any appointment. That is, I've commented the line that is used earlier. So allowed views is a view rendered in the header of the scheduler, and I'm rendering in a timeline V. So with the help of this NuGet, Syncfusion NuGet, we can render the scheduler software within a minute. And the source is available for community license as well. So when you're running a small size business, or if you're a student, you can use it freely. That's all. This is our schedule control. So I've given the appointment source, but I didn't add any data in view model. I'll be adding one by one. The allowed views is a property. So before you are running any scheduler application, you need to learn the user guide. What are all the APIs it has and what are all the functions of the API. So with the help of allowed views, you can switch the views. And by default, it will be rendering in timeline week. This is timeline week. It has 7 days with all the data available. But with the help of allowed views API, I've given this 4 details. So this is month view. So this is the default UI of scheduler. And I'll go to the next slide. So we have rendered the scheduler view, that is basic scheduler view. Next, we need to create a model for rooms and events. Before we are starting, we need to know what is MVVM pattern. Why MVVM pattern required? So everyone knows, hope everyone knows MVVM. Why MVVM matters? You can add directly, you can add all the codes in a single file also. If I can develop this application with a single file. But why we are keeping separately? Why we are using MVVM patterns? I'm telling you why. If I'm facing any issues in future, I'm getting some errors, or else I'm getting some errors or some bugs. Might be we will be getting. So we can directly get the issue from model or view model or view. So for with the example I'll show, if I'm getting some errors in Stephen or capacity or any UI glitches, that is image not rendered or anything, if I'm getting these kind of errors, that will be in view. So we can directly go to the project. We can fix the issue in view class alone. We can fix this issue. We don't have to worry about model or view model. So what is the main function of this MVVM is you can debug very easily. And one more thing, the project would have developed from a senior product manager or anyone, they might have gone. So a fresher or 2 years experience, anyone can work on this project. So they will easily fix this issue through this separation of codes. So when you're getting UI glitches, you can directly go to view, and you're getting data wrongly, you can go to the view model class. And if you are requiring or extending this project, you need to go model and you need to add UI classes and logics. These are all the separation, and that is the uses of MVVM. And I'm adding properties in room and booking classes. So I required to add these classes. So I'm adding booking
Good evening.
class. Yes. Okay. So I've already told booking class required these 5 properties for this UI, and room class required another 5 properties. So this is C# properties class. So the class having string property, object, brush is data type for color, string is an image name which load a image from this source. I've already added images from data source. So it has room images. So I've added property for all these images.
Please, one after one.
So hello Satish sir, am I audible to everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No problem in my presentation, right? I'm getting some crosstalks over there. Okay, thank you. I'm continuing. Okay, next I've added model class. So with the properties which we required. Next, we need to add data for rooms and rooms booking. So I'm going to add data in a view model. So coding is like I've already added, and when I try to explain whether you guys are understanding or not, but I'll try to convey what are the stuffs I've added. So I'm uncommenting what I'm adding. So hopefully you guys know this is constructor. So whenever the application enters, it will go first. Next, I'm uncommitting all the. I'll explain one by one. I've initialized data for booking. So rooms have these names. So list is a data type which has same types of data. So I'm having list string with these event names, and the color I'm randomly picking up. These are all hex codes. Hopefully you might know what is hex code. So you can directly provide a color code, or else you can provide by hex code value. So these are all hex codes. So when you're picking, you can know whether red, blue, green, all these stuffs you know, but when you're picking a particular code, you need to provide a hex code value like this. So that is what I've already added. And I've provided room names as foreigners name. And I'm having some counts for each rooms, and the start or end that is required for scheduler. These are all the datas added already. And for events, I'm picking up some random data so that events rendered randomly and the application will look good. But when you're working on application, you need to provide proper data, and it will be go and come from a database. So that is what we need to do. And whenever you code, it is like reading a newspaper. So whenever I'm seeing this code, I can read it properly and I can understand what all the stuffs are happening over there. So I'm doing some for loop. From the for loop, I'm adding date from what date I'm adding, from what date it will end. So like this, whenever when you're an expert in code, you can read the code like newspaper. So I'm adding each and every rooms and adding it in a collection and adding it in a property, that is events. This event will be binded to scheduler. So there is no interaction between the view model and the view. So after I'm adding so I've added the model class, and now I'm going to bind this event with scheduler source. So appointment binding, that is, I'm having data right now. So with the help of this event API, I'm having all the book room details, that is room details, and I'm going to bind the details with scheduler. I'll add this code to scheduler. So I've binded the events. This event is belong to view model class. This is the event I have binded with scheduler. So without this view, it will function independently. You can add this event data with any other controls as well. But for scheduler, I've added the events. So before you have seen the default scheduler, now I have added the events along with resources. So I've binded the data for rooms. So now I'm running this application in Windows platform. So as I said earlier, I've added the event for appointment source and rooms data.
And
the UI will be rendering
reporter. What? Srivastav. నిలిచే పడుతుంది హర్ష ఊరికేనే అడిగా కిందకి పోదాం ఒక హాఫ్ అన్ అవర్ అమ్మాయిలు ఉండరురా అమ్మాయిలు అందరూ
Yes, students. Yes, students. Yes, mute yourself. Students, mute yourself.
Thank you, Professor. And this is what the expected output of this application. And I've added the room data, and you can check these details through timeline month view. So in a single date, you can check all these details. So when you're looking for Stephen meeting room, it has a capacity of 20. But if you're looking for 17th, you can't book this date. So already it is occupied. So you can go to the 17th date. That is, you can select this date and you can go the timeline day. That is the individual day. and you can check whether the any time slots are available for meeting. So this is what the use case of this application. Hopefully I've completed, and I'll show the demo in Android as well. So as I said earlier, you can use a single knowledge, that is C# knowledge, in all the platforms. I'll try to show the demo in my local device. Whether it is working or not, I'll try to show in a couple of minutes. So hope you guys know the Wise software that is showing your mobile device in desktop. I'll try to check Wiser. I'll show the same demo, that is Android demo in Android application. Windows, now you already seen the Windows output. I'll show the same in Android. This is my local device. It is not loaded yet. It is got loaded, but it is not showing in. Okay, I'll try to show the demo in emulator itself. Emulator is a Android device, but it is supported from Windows platform itself. So I'm showing the same in Android emulators. That is equal to your physical device. But when you are using some testing or something, you can check the same from Windows machine itself. So I'm running the same in Android emulator. It will take some time, so we'll give some space for it. And this is what the expected output. And the scheduler has multiple features. So you can check all these events. So we have 10 built-in module views. So hopefully everyone using Google Calendars. So this is what the output rendered in Android application. So whenever you run the same application, that is, if you are running this application in Android device, you'll be expecting this output. So with a single code base, you can run the same in all the platform. That is already I have told you. You can run all the application in these 4 platforms. So your output will be like this. So you can switch views. You can. So you will save and type everything. So for so I'm explaining schedule features. It has 10 views and events. These are also features such on federal platform. This might know platform of the best platform in class lesson. So that is Syncfusion. This is Syncfusion. So I can explain the feature. It is a web-based fiction. So the same schedule is called team calendar here. Demo also is running in web platform, is Chrome application. You can check these events in all the views. Whatever view is successful, make more clarity, you can use those views as a default view. And these are all the application implemented from our team, from Syncfusion. So it has multiple features. You can schedule a data in a single view. So if you are looking for any appointment, you can just click and add meeting with students. So with a single click, you can add data. So it will be notified whenever the time comes. That is called reminder feature. So all the features we have. So these are all third-party controls. As I explained earlier, a button is a framework control. And when you're looking for a calendar application, your scope is to have some software. It will be integrated with a calendar, but you can't develop a calendar with a scratch. You can develop from the base. So you'll be buying some third-party application. That is what Syncfusion provides. That is what the power of .NET. That is what the power of C#. So students in a final year try to learn what is .NET, what is C#. Don't go behind Java because already 80% of people going behind web platform. Just come to divert. You must be unique. So to provide something. So try to learn C#. It has a good scope. So whenever you have a product, you must have proper service. So we are providing live chat application support. That is, if you are having any queries, you just click and get a solution from. You can create support. We have a decent user guide. Try to learn a user guide. Whenever you go, try to learn these words, what we are explaining. You can check whatever I've explained earlier, you can check step by step. What I've explained is resource feature. So whenever you go to check, this is what I've explained. This control was implemented by us. Try to learn these codes. So you must have, when you have proper products, you need to have proper guides. That is user guide and feature tool. So you can go and check Syncfusion websites. We have so many products, but I belongs to scheduler team. So that is what I'm showing this. It is a very good in performance while loading all the data. And we are having a much feature in MAUI platform. So as I said earlier, you can invest in one platform and you can get productivity in all the platforms. That is what I'm looking for everyone. As a manager or as a boss, you can looking for maximum productivity only. So that is what we are preferring for MAUI platform. So hopefully we are end of the session. If you are having any queries that is related to session or else any guidance you can ask.
For dear students, if you have any queries, you can ask.
And it should not be in a session or something because most of us don't know what is C# or something. So you might understand or you might not. That is not a problem, but you need to know the something. As a student, you should know something in everything. So from tomorrow, if you are hearing MAUI, you got to know something. That is MAUI is a platform for developing 4 types of platform control standard. That is what the success of this session. So you need to know everything, something in everything.
Sir, we can emulate
Yes, please.
iOS apps and iOS. So we can emulate iOS emulators in Visual Studio.
Yes, you can emulate, but you need to have a Mac environment. You need to have a physical Mac device. So we have an option here. So you can connect that remote device through this. But
if you have
your
iOS,
Mac,
if you have an iPhone,
Sir?
we can remotely connect with it.
That is what I'm explaining. If you are having Mac, not iPhone, because if you are having iPhone with Windows, you can't run our application. Okay. So if you are having Mac, that is Mac device, physical device, you can connect your iOS. You can run it from here. You can run that iOS device from here. You can remotely connect that Mac device because the SDK which Mac has only can install in iOS.
Okay.
So the software development kit only the Mac can be done. So you can develop with Windows, Mac remote, and you can install the application in iOS. And if you're looking for only Mac or iOS device, you can directly develop from Mac. Mac have Visual Studio support. You can directly develop the application.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Hi sir, this is B. Abhishek from CSE department. Hi, I am interested in game development, sir. What engine we should use, sir? Like Unreal Engine, or what type of basic coding we should?
Macha Bharat, you have any query? Macha Bharat.
Students are asking queries, Professor, and Abhishek. Sorry to say this, I don't have much knowledge in gaming environment, so I can't answer this.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Actually, Abhishek, that is
because
completely a different
we are
domain. That's a different
yes,
domain
yes.
actually. Maybe there are some gaming engine supported in Visual Studio, like Unity game engine, but it is out of the complete domain.
Because we are professional software developers, so we don't get into a gaming environment. And that is not a problem. If you are a quick Googler, you can search it and give it answer. I can give it right now also, but without proper knowledge, I won't suggest you anything.
Then how mobile application, sorry, how mobile gaming works? It is also a separate domain, or it is linked in this?
Yes, but hello. Yes.
Yes.
As far I know, with the help of Visual Studio as well, you can develop gaming software, but we don't get into it because we are control developers. So we belongs to these controls.
Okay.
So we are explaining this. So we are developing only professional softwares, not gaming or something. So we don't get into it. If you guys are looking into gaming, so I'll be getting some knowledge and I'll present in the next session.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Any other queries?
Do you have any other queries?
Don't ask me queries. Don't ask queries in technical alone. If you are required any future guidance, because as I discussed with Satish sir, he said finally students don't have much knowledge about .NET or something, and they don't have any proper way to achieve this. But what I'm suggesting is learn one language properly, because I know only C# language, but I can do coding in whatever language you provide. I can review everything. If you're if my team have to work in Java, I can handle. We will be giving productivity in Java as well, because we are seeing everything as a logical code. If C# having, I'll show code. If C# having this syntax, Java must have a syntax similar to this. Okay, but the syntax will be varying. That will take maximum 1 week of learning for us. So if you are expert in a single language, you can rule the world. So you guys having time till June, try to learn a course from Udemy. I strongly recommend Udemy courses, because they're having a fantastic guidance. And if you go for a paid service, paid courses, it will be having much value. But if you are not willing to pay, try to go for a free courses. Try to spend here, because I'm in all the social medias. I'm having personal account and professional account. So that is what spending time in social media is nothing matters. Try to spend sometimes, so it will be helpful. And I'll give you a simple growth of my career. And Satish know this very well. And
This is
I've
what I
joined.
needed, Nijamudeen. This is what we needed. So you
Yes,
can
but
please give your
yes,
views
yes,
to the
I'll
audience.
tell you in a simple manner, okay? Because I don't explain, I can't, because there is might have some protocols I don't know, but I used to speak very frankly. I've joined 2014. Okay, I know nothing about C#, because I was a web developer. I used to do something from that is Symposium, SAC Symposium, Photoshops. These are all the steps I've already done, but they have taken me as a desktop developer. So I don't know what is syntax. That is what I have already told you. Try to learn from W3 schools. I know nothing about this. What is this? What happening? What is Syncfusion doing? Nothing. But Syncfusion is known for self-learning. No one there to help you. You need to learn by yourself. So there is a dominance, because I've passed out with the CGPA of 8.4. But I know nothing about C#. I know nothing about any languages. So that is what we are known for as the final year students. Okay, I've joined. But in a 3 month, I have learned very quickly. I'm a quick learner, and that is what all the engineering students, because we used to study one night and we get some good marks in semesters, that everyone knows. Okay, so I've joined. So as a basic salary of 16,000. Okay, that is 2014. I don't speak about salaries, but this is the time, because I wanted to share this to finally student what is Syncfusion is doing, what is software developer is doing. Okay, so 16,000. Within 6 months, I got confirmed, and the 9th month, I got a pay of 84% hike. You can calculate by yourself. By the month of 9, I got good pay. With the help of my knowledge, my performance, by zero knowledge that I've came in. By the 3rd year, I've got around 70 plus. 3rd year as a software developer, I've got around 70 plus, and I've promoted as a TL during my 4th year, team lead. And if you are technically well, I don't know how many students have joined. Hopefully, sir, how many students have joined?
150 plus, 150 plus.
That is super. Everyone is interested, but I'll tell you. So around 70 plus. I'm giving you random numbers, but not a list number. Okay. By the 4th year, I've got promoted as TL with the team of 10 members. Okay. And the senior, those who are guiding me during my initial stage, was my team member right now. Okay. And by 5th year, I got promoted as a product manager level 1. Got paid by 6-digit salary. That is what our goal. So with the zero knowledge, I got paid by 6-digit salary within 5 years. Okay. And by now I'm 9 years. I got good pay. Same 6-digit only. That don't go 7-digit. Okay. But I'm in a position of getting some shares from Syncfusion. Okay. I'm in a level senior project manager. Senior product manager. I am a technical manager, not a manager alone. You do this, not like that. We'll do this. Because if my team member can't work, I can work. That is what Syncfusion is known for. Every manager can do a work if a team fails to do. Okay, and I'm getting paid very properly right now, and I'm in a position of getting shares from Syncfusion earning every month. So I'm in the level that is from the hierarchy CEO, general manager, assistant general manager, then senior product manager. I'm in the level of that is from 4th. So within 3 to 4 years, I'll be going another level. Okay, that is what the quick growth in Syncfusion. I'm still registering in your mind, Syncfusion is the #1 company. Not that I'm working here, and it won't suit for everyone, because those who are willing to learn, those who are facing, that is try to say, we are having pressures, everyone having pressures, but if you are if they are paying good and you are handling good, so automatically you'll be paid. And one more thing I wanted to share. I've bought that is villa of 1.5 crore, and a couple of months ago I bought a car that is Alto's my favorite, so I bought a top end car. These are all from my own earning, not from a family support or something. I have a good background, that is a separate one. But if you're buying by your own, that is something beyond your happiness, right? That is what your goal must be. I was when I entered software field, I've set some goal. First of all, I need to build a home, and in between I have some personal commitment, that is marriage. Okay, and I got married, and I have one beautiful son and one beautiful daughter. Okay, within that is 8 years, such a tremendous growth on by own, not from anyone's support or something. So final students, you need to decide. And Syncfusion, when I joined, we had only 350 engineers. Now we are around 1,300, 10 times. And we are focusing like Zoho, and we are planning for 1 billion by 2027. So when that is, we are setting some strategies. So whenever company grows, approximately your salary will be growing. Maybe I'll be getting paid by 1 crore by 2028 or 30. But I'm sincerely working. I'm sincerely focusing on my job. That is what you are getting paid. 1 crore is a big amount in India. So focus. That's all, sir. That is what I wanted to share, because they must know the seriousness of the session and growth of every individuals, not my growth alone. We have around 100 senior product managers in Syncfusion. Everyone from down south, not from Chennai or something.
That's really
So-
inspiring, sir. Nizam, we could
And-
we could hear the hard work which is behind all your success.
Yes, sir. Obviously, the hard work matters, sir, but you need to put some effort. You need to you need to do some out of the box stuff, so only you will be notified. So Syncfusion is a micromanagement as well. So if you're doing stuff good, you'll be directly notified. Your growth will be exceptional. So
Cool.
still now I'm recommending SAC students, sir. That is my college,
Yeah,
our
yeah,
college.
right.
So
Okay,
I
there are
used to
some of my
contact with
students. Yeah, there are some of my students also. But I
last week
take it as
also one finalist student have joined, sir. That is
yes, I
RTA
take it as a
IT.
grant. Like I take it as a grant. You can also refer my students as well.
Sure, sir. Every finalist students, as we are
With the guidance
engineering
of
graduates. So
Professor, we can also guide our students to Nizam.
yes, sir. I'm very open to guide finalist students, because one more thing, I've told you only my success story, okay, but I've had some tough times. That is, I got placed during my college final year, and there was some issues, and I've tried almost 100 interviews, and I got failed all the 100 interviews. Then I went to international BPO for 6 months. Meantime, I've searched for developer interviews. That is why I got into a Syncfusion software. So I've simply explained my tough time, but I know the value of job. So whoever needs some guidance or support, you can ask me directly. The students who have asked for gaming like stuff, I don't know about gaming, but that is not a matter. If you give me 1 week, I learned this. Okay, I can clearly explain what is gaming, even though I can develop a game also. Okay, that is what the confidence is all about. And I request students to learn any language. If you are good in Java, you can learn Java. And I personally recommend, if you are looking for job in Syncfusion, just try to learn C#. Surely you will get into it. If you are starting right now, before 6 months, you can directly go through it. So try to learn.
Students,
any
I take
one
it as a grant.
platform.
I take it as a grant from my student with the permission of Dr. Pugadendi sir. I also ask my students to contact Nijamudeen without any
Yes.
hesitation. You can call him. You can
Without
ask him
any
any doubts.
hesitation, because I'm not a
He's ready to
guest
help.
lecturer. I'm your senior, but a decade ago. So you can contact me through any modem. You can just search Nijamudeen Mohamed Sulaiman. I'll be available in all the social platforms. So if you are a final year
Nijamudeen,
student, I
thank
know
you
your
very-
feeling. Yes.
Satish sir, I am audible.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Nijamudeen, just a query in behalf of the student. Actually, this year the number of students, the recruitment is going very low. We know the
Okay.
crisis, something is happening, but comparing the last year, this year the students are placed in very low number. especially in day one companies, what are the skill sets they can acquire? Because a lot of students have been placed. You told your story.
Yes.
It may be a mark to them. They may be working towards that. But my question is, why the number of students placed is very low in this academic year? Maybe due to the Corona batch, or we can take like that, or it may be the scenario that is going in and around in the IT field. And also, my another question is, what are the skill sets that may be built up for the students, those who are not placed?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. First of all, due to Corona, when Corona occurred, we don't know whether the business will go high or not, and whatever the field might get affected, we don't know. But after 2021, we got to know that the software field will survive. So after Corona, there is a tremendous improvement in software field. So I don't know about the placement that is companies recruiting less people, but still there is no recession, sir. There is a requirement in Syncfusion itself. We are required of 50 freshers right now, sir. So we are planning to expand it to 2,000 employees in Syncfusion. So there is a strategy in every company, sir. So always multinational companies that is CTS, TCS, everyone, they'll recruit. They'll have some source that is they'll be having some engineers, product managers, everything in a bench. So they'll be getting products from outsource. We are having these kind of sources available right now. If you are providing some project, we'll be directly, that is, we'll start the project and complete within a year. That is what the strategy they are following. So the MNC is showing, because I got to know that Byju's, that is, they have laid off some engineers, but there is no recession. So there is a demand right now. But every demand is because before I start this session, Satish sir asked me to take a session from IT trends, but there is no trends. But there is a requirement because right now, cloud platform is emerging platform. Cloud, because no one is willing to store data in a physical devices. Everyone is looking for a remote environment. So cloud platform is emerging, like Azure platform, AWS, that is Amazon Web Services, like that. I know similar platform. So these are all emerging right now, but the numbers that lower right now is that is belongs to the MNCs they are following. But still, we are having walk-in in next week also. So each individual companies have some strategies, but we can't say it's a recession period for IT. There is no recession period. Even in 2019, there is a demand for particular regions. But if you are having that skill set, you can go through it. That is what I'm saying right now. If you know Java, but there will be already competition is high. Already 80% of engineers know Java. But whenever opening in C#, we'll be getting less number of engineers, and we'll be picking. We are having a demand of 500 employees with the skill set of C#. So if you are having C# knowledge, you can go through it. But if you're having Java, you still know that there is a recession, there is no opening. That is what trend is acting. But there is no recession, there is no job something like that, sir. And your second question, sir, I forgot.
How long it will be, sir asked, how long this problem will be?
I said that there is no problem, and he asked about some skill set. Second question, hopefully.
I mean, actually,
Yes,
sir asked whether we are supposed to learn the skill set that everyone is learning. One thing, I mean, the most of the companies are acquiring, or else you should have any special skill set.
That is not answerable. Hypothetical. As per Syncfusion, everyone having some. As per Syncfusion, if you're well and good in Python or C# will be recruiting. So there is a demand in every company. So I can't answer this. But every time Java is a showstopper. So I would prefer engineers to learn any language. any language, sorry, engineers, any language, even Java, but you must know what is Java, and the same concept will be available in Java as well. What is data type? These are all the stuffs. So if you are expert in Java, you can easily convert it to C#, Python, whatever. So that is what a student must have the skill set of. Any other questions from students?
Students, any other questions that you have? Because this could be the right opportunity for you. Talk to the guest directly. Anyhow, he's sharing his number. We are very grateful to you, Mr. Nijamudeen, for sharing your contacts and everything.
You can contact me through WhatsApp as well. No issues. You can just tell me the student of Satish Kumar sir, so I've been handling. So if you don't have any questions also, you can directly contact me. Just Nijamudeen Sulaiman. Wherever you go, Nijamudeen Sulaiman.
Professor, over to you, Professor. Professor? Good evening, sir.
There is a network issue with the professor.
Oh, yes, I think.
Thank you, sir.
And
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Nijamudeen. Ma'am, over to you.
And thank you, sir.
Yes. Thank you, sir. We had a wonderful session this evening. Hope this session was very useful for our final year students. Thank you, sir, for sharing your knowledge, your career growth of reaching this great height, and thank you for your motivational speech for our budding engineers. Our students will be definitely making use of the knowledge of what you have shared. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Professor. And
Thank
thanks a
you.
lot, Satish, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Nijamudeen. Thank you for being a part of our guest. And we hope we will associate with you in the future as well.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, students.
Thank you, Nijamudeen,
Sir,
and thank
Sir,
you.
sorry, sir. We
PJ,
were waited for you.
for,
We were waited for you,
coordinating.
sir. There is some problem with your network. I think, sir.
Disconnected. Sir.
Okay. So
Sorry,
please
sir.
go on, sir. Please go on.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Nijamudeen. All the best for your future.
Thank
you.